b4. And let's get our next move ready. Okay. Well, he plays knight f6, so he's perfectly fine. He's getting castled. d6 and e5. Then looks like a pretty good way to play. Okay, it's a good question whether we want to take or not. I don't really know the answer. I'm going to push castle, knight to c3. Another good question. I feel that we need to kind of fully commit to this now. We got more space. We got d4 coming. Queen a5 doesn't really do much. We can play bishop c3, but also knight c3. Yeah, I think both of these moves look pretty good to me here. If we go bishop here, queen a2, we do have d3, and then knight d2. Alternatively, knight c3 guards the bishop, and then the idea maybe is bishop b2. So what do we want to do? I almost feel like bishop c3, just because d3, h3, the bishop on f5 is not going to have a ton of squares if he wants to play that way. Queen d3, knight d2. Yeah, knight d2 makes sense. Also, like I said, this bishop doesn't have many squares. h3 is very, very useful in these spots. This looks like a free pawn. As Yasser likes to say, I'll fall for it. Knight d2, just always want to make sure randomness like knight e4 doesn't work. And it looks like it's kind of a move, like enough to think about. Yeah, definitely enough to think about. Fine, I'll play rook d1. Knight d2, knight f3, h3. I think these are the moves that we're thinking of here. Maybe queen c3 was better. Do want to play this. Bishop c7 is only kind of effective. Okay, it does take it. Respect. Might play this one. Looks a little lazy, but don't think the pieces should coordinate for checkmate here, but certainly for a potential draw. This knight is a very strong piece. Yes, very strong. Could say that it's undeveloped, or you could say it's an extra piece. Thank you very much. I prefer that terminology. Okay, we finally developed it, and yes, it is an extra piece. I'm concerned about rook a8 for him, that it might be played. We got some threats, 3 to be exact. I think you can prevent quite a few of them. My next move will probably be king here, just because I'm anticipating this, and I want to play rook f1, and this should win the game now. GG. So we're seeing a few G6s. Now the good thing for black when they play this is they don't ever blunder anything in the opening, because they just they're making a lot of moves where there's no pawns. So it's guaranteed to be safe. You know, the good thing for white in these positions is you just have more space thanks to this pawn. It's much different than if the pawn was here. And I think white's always going to be a little bit better there. Has to be. Okay, in this one we got the free pawn, but yeah, just this position, it's slightly better for white, but nothing crazy. But yeah, I always just do the same kind of moves if there's no tactics. That's the setup I like to go for. Hello there, silly snail. We're ascending. Barely, but we're ascending. It's going well. All right. It looks like we're getting the old trickaroo here. Move 4, and he's going to be losing a rook. Don't play queen b2. Don't play queen b2, I said. I mean, the bishop just did work. We put it there, we took some down there, and then we brought it back. I was gonna bring it back anyway. You were just on the way. It was just in stride. I didn't even have to think twice. Well, there you go. I mean, how can you even sit here and doubt this opening when we're doing things like this? We just won a queen and a rook in 3 moves. Beautiful. All right, play this move quickly because we know that if you take on b4, that we have bishop takes here. And so that's why now we will move the pawn, but not earlier. Okay, c4, you know the drill. These are the moves we go for here. I'm kind of liking queen b3. It looks like it puts some nice pressure there. Now I find myself interested in like taking and then playing knight c3. For some reason. Also the move knight d4. Definitely knight d4. All right, quite the options here. What are we gonna do? I'm actually very interested in this one. I really don't know if it will work out. Basically, I want to play knight c3 and attack the pawn, but in doing so, I kind of block my bishop. So it's almost like if I do this now, then we might have something here. Stop knight c5. I think we're going to be winning a pretty crucial pawn here. It's not the end of the world, but bishop b4, I have to let that happen. That's going in the ignore pile. One of these king moves against that. I was going to say king e2, but now that the action appears to be a little central, I don't know. King f1 is becoming a little more tempting. But I feel that I have to have this here so that I can actually play king over. But now let's say that our rook gets activated this way. I guess there are some of these kind of moves here. Queen e6. Very difficult to not trade. Rook d1. Yeah, rook d1 also allows knight there. I guess we're pushing. Bishop c3, we always have rook d1 for now. Let's see if this does anything. I don't really know that I can play knight here, so I don't love it. But black's king is not in the greatest spot. I want to keep this so that knight g5 makes sense at some point. I like rook h3. This move? This move. Wow. And then this is like not really what you want to do. Okay. Like I'm in a good kind of shock. Wow. What a nice move. 800? Knight d2? Now, unfortunately, he's kind of followed it up with a bit of an improper move. But holy. Where are they making these guys? The h-pawn will be a little bit helpful here. Probably because of this mating pattern. Unfortunately, it's not actually going to be mate, but... Hey, credit to these guys, man. How did they do it? You gotta get this one in. These feel like pretty safe free moves. He could play a move like rook g8. Not much you can do about that. And yeah, if he plays this, which does attack my bishop, then we also have other things hanging. 800. I have to be a little impressed. Like, it's almost like knight d2, it feels like a blunder. Now, the move itself, at the end of the day, it can't be good. But the logic on many of the moves holds true that Yeah, if you take like rook d4, and I mean, there's rook e5 here, so I thought this made sense. Yeah, if he takes, then we play e6, and this pawn should mean that we're going to be better because we're not up a pawn, but yet these pawns are stuck. So, damn, what a move! Like, you just have to be impressed by knight d2. That's a guy thinking. Wow, what are they feeding the 800s these days? Like, they didn't used to be capable of anything sentient. Knight d2, rook d4 is a very high level. So when I say must work is this. But then, you know, you look at this. And it's like, okay, you know, great. I can have two pieces for the rook. But I'm not that thrilled here, right? I've lost both my center pawns. It's clearly a win for black to play this line. So, damn. Knight d2 from Ostesso. Interesting opening. Almost reeks of, you know, potentially a stonewall guy. Could be. The nice thing against the stonewall is because we played this and we likely play b5, we kind of ruined the c6 part of the stonewall, which is nice. Like, we are already starting to undermine it a little bit, which is unintentional, but a pretty nice feature. Okay. Well, we're back to this. Some strong opponents here. Now, just remember, if we're playing opponents who aren't genuine 800s, don't worry. We're also not a genuine 800, so fair's fair. Queen g6. Always a good sign to get this to happen. If we take on c7, I don't really see any problem with it, so I'm gonna do it. Queen here, honestly, we're just gonna come back. It's just the exact same position, except we picked off a free pawn. Oh, man, this bishop's absolutely terrorizing him. Poor guy. Bishop's doing everything here. Resignation. Okay, it's working really well. How often do we win material in the corner? It is way too common in this series. And after we take on e5, people love to bring their queen out. It's the favorite thing to do. We get a free tempo, we get a free pawn, something. All right, it's Amon versus Amonza. Hover e3 quickly. Always want to play that move quick so that you get your free piece on b5. It's important to cash that one in while you can. Take on e5 here. We got a free piece, we got a free pawn. Amon really is a good guy. Support these guys. Even though it's my very, very nice bishop, I'm going to take because it trades pieces. And that's the most important rule to follow when you're up material. Knight d2. We'd like to play knight c3 to d5, so I think queen b3 next. Okay, we always have time for h3. Some ideas here, queen b3, knight d5, like I said. And knight d5 will still be a good move, even though there's queen takes c1. Just because queen for 2 rooks doesn't really help black out here. I'd like to play rook c8 to trade everything, but not possible yet. h6 is a good move. He needs an escape square, and now he's finally got one. I think I'm just going to advance this a pawn. I don't really see a threat for black, so advance the pawn as far as we can. That seems like a reasonable strategy. Going after yet another pawn. And not that it's a big deal, but perhaps not even giving a check. How about that? Takes, rook b8 is there. Let's go rook b6. Now, even though this move gives a check and we have king h2 and then black's just lost, I feel compelled to play queen b6. Compelled. Because I think at this point, if we allow our opponent to check us, the game will be over. He will have won the mental battle. So we're gonna check, we're gonna put the queen behind the pawn. The best thing to do in a queen endgame, even if this knight wasn't here, I would do the exact same thing. And now we bring the pawn up, force him to go back so there's no checks. I will not be checked. I promise you that. Now, queen b8, queen c6, and the check beckons. Absolutely critical not to allow that. Let's play queen b6. Okay, now I think knight d2 to cover this move. Okay, now very important, e4 to cover this move. Very important, d5 to cover this move. And now queen b8. I suppose this is slightly more precise. And we need to guarantee a pawn checkmate. I mean, the knight checkmate is nice, but it's not quite what we're looking for. g4, now I think queen g6. Guaranteeing a pawn checkmate. GG. Knight c6, quick and easy. b4, quick and easy. We got a nice looking series here. If knight here, we would have played c4 and trapped the knight next move. Knight here, it's always e3, and everybody forgets that this pawn is hanging. Plus, that it's not hanging, rather. Plus, they assume that we're going to take that, and that's not the case at all. Hover e3, get it ready. Get it ready. Collect your free piece. Wouldn't you hate it if you just forgot to collect your free piece? It's like passing go. How annoying. Should we bring the bishop back here? Queen b6 is the move that we loosely have to be careful of. But I kind of like queen f3 because there's bishop c4 afterwards, and looks like there might be a quick demise. Oh, he spots it. A modern day genius. Gotta be impressed. I think we can just get developed here. Knight c3, knight e2, etc., etc. We can play this. The question is, do we want to do rook b1? Like, does it lead to anything, you know? Can we trap the queen? And unfortunately, I'm not sure the answer is yes. We can gain a lot of tempi, but I'll choose to go here. The nice safe move. Knight here, all become moves now that the bishop is defended. Queen a3, I think knight c7, even though there's many moves that look good, knight c7 is crushing. Lots of material. I feel like the gig is kind of up a little bit. But I'll still fight to the bitter end. I probably actually am gonna consider sacrificing there just because it might speed the game along. Queen f3 I don't really care for because of that. Maybe we can do this. Now we'll lose the knight. Oh, okay, never mind. I was gonna say we'll lose the knight, but oh, queen's doing some work here. That's a lot of pieces. It's a lot of pieces there. Now, question is, will he play on? Will I play on? Yes. But it takes two. My hand is up. You know, this is like split or steal. I'm here and I'm saying, look, I'll split it with you. 100%, I promise. I'm an honest guy. I'm going split. There we go. GG. B4 claims another victim. I'm getting bored of this tactic, are you? It happens every single time. It's like just freebies. E5 and knight c6 is the most common way that people defend the pawn, then b5. What can I do? Okay, beast. Hover. Hover, 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 hover. Wait for knight d4. Collect your piece. Man, it is a beautiful thing. Just sitting here waiting to collect free material. Every game starts the same. I'm like, when's that free piece arriving? Hit me with that prime delivery. B5, E3, thank you very much. I'll take that piece from you. Don't mind if I do. We'll trade the queens because we're up a piece. I'll go for any trades. And let's castle, and that'll be that. Of course, we want another trade, so I'd be happy if black initiated it. It almost feels like we're gonna get 2 free trades here. 1. And let's just save the bishop. We're gonna get maybe another here, perhaps another here. Oh, not bad at all. Kind of a weird looking move. We'll bring the rook to d1. But yeah, it's difficult to fight against the 2 bishops. And of course, even tougher when you're down a piece. I think as long as we go g4 and just make sure we have an escape square. Ooh, that escape square, my friend, is not going to be that helpful for you. Okay, we have a checkmate. There it is. And that's gonna put us up at 900. It's the same tactic every single time. We attack the pawn, it gets defended. We play b5. You hover b3, play it quickly. And then pre-move bishop takes b5. It's that simple. It really feels like if you take this opening and you think, I will resign every single game where this tactic doesn't happen, and I will play all the games where it does, you would probably maintain your ELO. That's how often it happens. It's insane. Yeah, the one time people play a reverse knight move, a backwards knight move, it does not work out. No, it's not playable. Thank you guys so much for making it to the end of another episode of the 1b4 speedrun. I hope you found this as tricky and successful as I did in the series. And remember to subscribe to the chessbrah YouTube channel if you're not already, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss when we drop our next upload.